Okay, folks, so over lockdown I had a little bit spare cash and a lot of spare time, so I put that into learning how to use a 3D printer. This gives me some great opportunities when it comes to running Blood Bowl tournaments and means that hopefully I'll be giving away several teams this year that I'm going to be printing myself, as well as some minis. But what I want to talk to you now is about a Kickstarter by Kraken 3D Studios that's going on for a fantasy football pitch. As part of the Kickstarter, they gave away a free sample, and this is me kind of printing it. So the pitch is made out of 3x3 blocks of squares, the scale to 34mm. So there I've just scraped off the build plate, and I'm giving the build plate a bit of a clean before the resin sets on there and causes me issues later. The footage of me doing stuff has been sped up 2 times because I work really slowly and be really boring. Now the next bit of cleaning up a print is to wash it in alcohol, in this case methylated spirits, but it won't fit in my normal washing jar with a nice little basket for making things easy to get out, so I've got a different clip lock jar, but unfortunately it still won't fit in that. Now a lot of the stuff that's on there is supports they use to hold it in place whilst it's printing, support the weight, spread it about a bit and just make sure all the detail comes through, so I'm giving those a bit of a clip off to help it fit in. Now the pitch comes in 3 different flavours, so the inside of the pitch there's 3 different versions of the dugouts, scoreboards, that kind of stuff. Bleachers, there's only one version of, as far as I can tell, on the Kickstarter, but it should all work with all pitches. So the one I'm cleaning up now is from their Rocky Fields, but the one you can see on the screen is their grass fields. So as you can see, it's made up of different tiled sections. You clip them together with special clips, and there it goes. There's what it would look like painted up. Pictures in the Kickstarter look fantastic, and I'm really happy with what I printed now. So there it goes into a bath. I give it a shake for about 30 seconds, get all the liquid alcohol off, pull it out, and I've hollowed it out to 1.2mm worth of resin all the way around. There you can see the wooden pitch. The reason for that is it saves about 50% of the resin, so cuts down on weight and cuts down massively on cost. So that's a bath of boiling water straight out the kettle before I recorded, and this helps to soften and remove the support. So you can see where I was having to clip things and scrape them off earlier, just flicking them off with my fingers makes a big difference, and it also means that any resin I didn't get off with the alcohol bath, or any alcohol with a bit of resin still in it, comes off easily. There are a few little bits in the details that I'm having to clip off. It probably took me about 45 minutes to an hour to set the supports up and hollow it out and check it all. I was happy with it. The fiddliest bits are on the back. There's these bits where you lock it all together, and I've got some supports in there. I apologise for my cameraman's fingers in there, but hey, you can see the bleachers on the insert photo. Things like that I think really make it great. It also comes with a load of, this is just some of them, a load of resin miniatures you can print. So there's kind of sideline officials, fans sit on the bleachers, various different things. They've all been unlocked through stretch goals. One of my favourite is 3 fans holding a big banner. So once I've got it all cleaned up, it goes into a UV cure. So that's just a load of UV light shining on. You can use sunlight, and that's the vase, that's the resin tank. I virtually run out of resin printing this print, but it makes it easier to check things. So I'm just scraping through to check there's no bits of resin floating around in there that's going to damage the print next time I use it. So the way it works is there's a big powerful LED that shines ultraviolet light through a screen. The screen masks various bits off, and the bit that gets hit by ultraviolet light turns solid, sticks to the build plate and then pulls up. That screen there stops any light we don't want getting to the resin Okay, because of where all the supports were on the bottom, it was a bit uneven. This bit I haven't sped up because it just looked weird. So a bit of sandpaper out, trying to get it nice and smooth. I'm not too worried about it being perfect because after all you're not really going to see it, but doing this also showed me that the inside of the tile had gone slightly concave. I don't think that's a big problem. after all, it's the inside of the tile. It's probably because I hollowed it the way I supported the inside of the tile might not have been perfect, and then I think the hot water too warped it slightly, but again, not particularly a problem. So you can see that some of the tiles come with some really large bits. That's a trapdoor. You've got my rough breakdown of the costs now. About £110 and 440 hours to print the whole thing, but you can print it in sections, so whilst it's going to be expensive to print the whole thing, maybe about double it if I hadn't hollowed it, I don't think it's too bad, because over a course of a couple of months you can print it off easily. One of the issues is it is not flat. This is the rocky fields. The other two are much flatter. I've deliberately picked some models that aren't particularly flat and aren't particularly well balanced. The Skaven Lime Rat is about the most balanced one, but the rest are fairly top heavy, so fall over easily. And you see, with it not being a perfect flat field, they do fall over, particularly that centre square with the big rock. I could trim those out digitally, flatten it down slightly, decrease the scale in that direction, but it is definitely a bit of an issue. That hair thing is metal, very top heavy, sits okay on a normal Blood Bowl pitch, but on this I had to be careful with how I positioned it and see that being an issue. Anyway, I hope this gives you a bit of an idea as to my thoughts and feelings about this particular Kickstarter, a bit of an insight into 3D printing for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who are just interested in Northwest Carnage Cup stuff, I have got tons planned. I'm really looking forward to sharing it in a few weeks. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Any questions, just ask.